Alright, picture this. You're in the middle of a PvP battle in DC Worlds Collide. Your opponent's damage dealers are going all out, but every time they land a hit, your team is just shrugging it off. That's the power of the block team. And today I'm giving you the best beginner, intermediate, and advanced block team builds so you can dominate the battlefield. But first, what is a block team? A block team is a team built around the block stat. The characters in the block team can either increase their own block chance or increase others' block chance. Block rate gives you a chance for the characters to block damage and incoming attacks. This is highly effective for keeping your tanks alive. Block works exceptionally well when you have two front row tanks that can block and have block abilities built into their kits. Also, another note is Ocean Master is going to bring your team synergy, so it's important to have him on the block team. Ocean Master's team synergy will give a boost to all allies' attack, HP, and defense by a certain percentage. This percentage is determined by Ocean Master's rank. Also, after a certain amount of blocks that your team does, your team will get an increase to attack by a certain percentage up to a maximum of a certain percentage. These percentages are also determined by Ocean Master's rank. Now, let's hop into our beginner team. Okay, our beginner block team looks something like this. We got Nightwing in the front row, Clayface in the front row, and in the back row we have Ocean Master, Red Robin, and Black Canary. Now, the reason why this team works is because Nightwing brings great block uptime and team utility. His frontline presence is essential for new players. Clayface absorbs huge amounts of damage and self-sustains with Recuperate. Ocean Master is the core synergy piece, also applies back row pressure to enemies. Red Robin provides firm stand buffs and target heals to keep your tanks alive for longer. Black Canary is also a great team-wide heal and will give your team extra survivability. And you can also use any DPS that you have in place of Black Canary or Robin if you feel like you don't need them. Some beginner tips is always position Clayface in a spot that takes the most enemy hits. Ocean Master's abilities in sync with Robin's buffs for maximum block value. And now let's get into the ultimate rotation. So our ultimate rotation is going to look something like this. We got Red Robin up first. He's going to open up with his holographic tactics to get firm stance to all allies and heal your main tank. Ocean Master immediately follows up to apply pressure to the enemy back row by applying weakened and or bleed stacks. Then you want to use Nightwing. His ultimate will boost your block uptime and attempt to stun the enemy's highest DPS character. Then you want to use Clayface to pop his shield at the right moment to absorb incoming burst attacks. Usually you pop it right before you know the enemy is about to use their ultimates. And then Black Canary, you want to save her healing ultimate for when your team drops below 60% HP for maximum efficiency. Now let's go ahead and move on to our intermediate team. Okay, this is going to be our intermediate block team. In the front row, we're going to have Nightwing and Clayface. In the back row, we're going to have Ocean Master, Bloodsport, and Black Canary. So why this works is Nightwing. Nightwing is still a reliable tank with strong block uptime. Clayface remains one of the most durable frontliners in the early stages of the game and can also be replaced with Vixen once you get her. Ocean Master keeps block synergy active and supports the back row with damage. Bloodsport adds consistent DPS to prevent fights from dragging on for too long. And Black Canary provides crucial team healing and shelter when the battle starts to go for too long. You can also replace Black Canary with Kid Flash if you have him. Kid Flash is another great healing character. And then for some tips for this team, you want to have a balance between healing and damage. Don't just turtle, use Bloodsport to end fights before the enemy's DPS ramps up. And now for our ultimate rotation, you want to start with something like this. You're going to have Nightwing start to immediately establish a frontline stability. Then you want Ocean Master to go next to keep the synergy rolling and apply weaken and bleed stacks. Then you got Black Canary. If the enemy has a strong opening burst, use her heal as soon as their burst happens. Otherwise, delay it until HP drops. The same goes for Kid Flash as well. Then we're going to use Clayface. Clayface, you want to activate his shield before the enemy's second wave of ultimates to mitigate big damage. You're going to use Blood Sports to give your entire team 100% block chance until they are hit. Once they get hit, he will use his advanced ability without changing its cooldown. So another tip I have for this, you want to hold Bloodsport's ultimate until the enemy tanks are a bit softer of a target. His burst works best against weakened or debuffed enemies. Now let's go ahead and hop into our advanced team. Alright, so our advanced team is going to look something like this. You're going to want Blue Beetle and Nightwing in the front row. And in the back row, you're going to want Ocean Master, Kid Flash, and Bloodsport. So why this team works? Well, Blue Beetle has a high block potential, plus the ability to deal strong retaliation damage. Nightwing complements Blue Beetle with utility and survivability. Ocean Master keeps the block synergy going while applying constant back row threat. Kid Flash brings high speed heals to keep your team alive while you stack up Ocean Master's bleeds. And Bloodsport has a high consistent DPS to shred through targets. Now let's look at their ultimate rotation. Your ultimate rotation should look something like this. Blue Beetle will lead with his ultimate to trigger Shelter on the back row for 2 turns and immediately apply pressure to the enemy front row. Nightwing will follow up and reinforce defensive buffs and extend block up time while also potentially stunning the highest DPS for your enemy. Ocean Master, you want to cast his third to keep the synergy active and debuff the enemies with weakened or bleed. Kid Flash, once one of your allies gets low in battle, you want to use his ultimate to fully heal them up. And then Bloodsport, once you use his ultimate, he will give the entire team 100% block chance until they are hit. Once they are hit, he will use his advanced ability without changing its cooldown. And that's going to be the ultimate breakdown for the block synergy teams in DC Worlds Collide. Whether you're just starting, pushing to intermediate play, or going for the top, these teams will give you the perfect balance of defense and offense. Let me know in the comments which block team you're running right now, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss my next deep dive into a DC Worlds Collide team. See you in the next one.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby, I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no, you'll never be the same.